Yo, welcome back to my channel, and today I will talk about Power Rangers HyperForce. Now, if you guys don't know, it's a tabletop game, the first ever Power Rangers tabletop game, and it's live on Twitch every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna try to do recaps because I don't know. I kind of want to talk about it, and since I really don't have I do have friends, but I don't have friends who are into Power Rangers. They don't really care. So let's talk with you guys, you, the audience, you guys, and me. Talk, comments below, whatever. Power Rangers HyperForce takes place after Time Force. We have Jen Scott, who is a professor in the Time Force Academy School. The new sets of Ranger is Marvin, the Red Ranger, Eddie, the Blue Ranger, Vesper, the Black, Chloe, the Pink, and Jack, the Yellow. And the first episode also had a special guest, Jen from Time Force, the Pink Ranger. She was there because she's a professor. And alright, let's get started. Okay, so it starts off with Vesper, Marvin, and Eddie being in the same room and being taught by the Professor Jen. I believe she was a history teacher, I'm not sure. Vesper then has a machine that you get to see like 10-30 seconds into the future. Jen sees it and says, "Can I have it? You're disrupting the class." And Vesper's like, "No, this is my machine. I'm the only one that can use it." So then this is really interesting because then since it's a role-playing game, they can change the outcome of what's happening. So there could have been an option where Vesper gives up her machine. So Jen tries to take away the machine from her. So she rolls the dice. She rolled like a bad number, I think. So she wasn't able to take it away. When Vesper fought back to get her machine, the machine activates and they see that, I guess they see that they die. So from that, Vesper was like, "Oh, this machine sees the future like 20 seconds. So right when they see that, Jen was like, "Oh, everybody get down, something's gonna happen." So they get down, boom, an explosion happens, and then they see people in Time Force, the Time Force uniform, like wandering around. And then this is where it gets very, very interesting and kind of lost. Since I'm doing this recap based off memory, I might get things wrong. So Jen is there protecting the students, and Marvin, Vesper, and Eddie are gonna be behind her. And then somewhere else, we see Chloe getting in trouble by Jack. Jack is like a police officer over there, like a Time Force police officer kind of, but he's like a B-list cop. So he sees Chloe sneaking some equipment from, I think, the Lost and Found. I'm not sure. And they hear the explosion and they see Marvin and Eddie in trouble. So what they did was, just a heads up, I'm going to be calling them by their ranger name, by their character name, not by the actors. So Jack rolled I think Jack saw that they were in trouble, so what he did was like, "Oh, can I attack?" And they were like, "Yeah, go attack." So roll your dice, and they roll. He got a good number, so he hit the enemy in the chest area, or was the stomach. And then Chloe was like, "I want to be behind him and do like a falcon punch." So then that's how they finally meet. The teams up together, and it's funny because Jack and Marvin have a history. Apparently Marvin has like I guess kind of flunked out of the academy once, so now he's trying again to become better, and he's improved according to Jen, that he's actually trying and actually doing his best to become a recruit. So then they meet this girl, I forgot her name, Helen, I want to say, but I'm gonna be wrong. But she's like awkward, and I kind of like got a vibe that she might be like a villain or some sort. So when to come together, they're trying to find out what's going on in school and why the person they beat up was the dean. So they're trying to find out why the dean was evil, I guess you could say. And then Eddie was like, "Oh, we should check." I think it was Eddie who was like, "Let's check what he has on him." So they rolled the dice and it was like, "Oh, good idea, whatever." So then they checked and he got a proton blaster. And what's funny because no, it was Vesper. Vesper was like, "We should try to wake him up." And then so she rolls the dice to try to wake him up, and she got a good roll. So they smacked him really hard in the face, and he actually ended up waking up. And then they asked him like, "Oh, what's happening? Do you remember what's going on? Why did you attack us? What's going on?" And then Marvin was like, "Oh, we gotta find a way to get information." So what he did was he pointed the gun at the dean. "Give us the information right now." And then that surprised me, and I guess most of the cast members, most of the crew. And we were like, "Whoa, what's going on? Is this Power Ranger?" It was really fun, I'm not gonna lie. I had a good laugh. Marvin was like, "Oh, the safety's on, you know." and then it was just trying to intimidate him. What they decided to do is that since the dean doesn't really remember, they were like, oh, maybe we should go to his office. So they get separated. Jack, Chloe, and Vesper go with Jen to make sure the school is safe, I believe, and then Eddie and Marvin, the blue and red, let's go. Eddie and Marvin decide to go to the dean's office to see if they can find anything, but on the way there, they find two Time Force officers just wandering around and looking suspicious. So it's funny because they confronted these two, and then the whole situation lasted like an hour 30. They took him down, they got their weapons and stuff, and then like after like an hour of that whole situation, they met up again and were like, so what happened? Like, oh, we got distracted by these two, and like, oh, so did we. Marvin and Eddie were like, oh, we got distracted by these two, and we got beat. We lost the fight. And then Jen and the others were like, oh, we saw those two, we beat them. So how was the dean's? And then we're like, oh, we haven't gone to the dean's, and like, oh, since we're all together, let's go to the dean's office, see if we can find anything. It's funny, so now they go to, since they're like in the staff area, they get Time Force uniforms, which is hilarious because I imagined it like I just imagine them, since they're students, they're there with just a big uniform that don't fit them, except for Jack, because he's the oldest. So yeah, they're just wearing like big oversized uniform. So Jen was like, oh, you hang out in the dean's office while I'll go see what's up. Apparently there's a thing, the enemies that attack are called the Alliance, and they want to get all the Time Force Rangers to be part of the Alliance to do some big plan, which I'm not sure if they actually said it, but you know, I'm doing this off memory. Next episode I'll write it down and see what's going on. It's funny because there was a scene when they were going to the dean's office. Marvin was trying to think of a way, and then he heard Jen's voice. I think he was gonna do something bad, like attack with the gun, but then the game master, the narrator of the story, she was like, oh, a voice echoed in Marvin's head, like Jen saying like, oh, be a leader, like you working together works better than acting like out, you know. So then I read that as like Professor Oak telling the player like, oh, there's a time and place for everything, like it's a message like in your mind. But when Marvin was like, oh, I heard her voice, I can hear her telepathically. And then I was like, whoa, I think misinterpret that, but you know what, let's see where this goes. So then they told him to roll a dice to see if it was actually her trying to communicate telepathically. But he got a bad roll, and then there was like, nope, it was just your imagination, you can't do it. And then Marvin's like, no, I can still try. He's like, yeah. They're in the dean's office. Eddie, we learn more about Eddie, how he's the tech. So he hacks, and then he finds that there is a secret hangar, so they have to go. So they dress as the Time Force Alliance people. So they go and they find a hangar. They see an Alliance member who is badly hurt, and then Eddie, my boy Eddie, was trying to be smooth. He's like, sup girl, I'm part of the Alliance and I'm trying to recruit these people. Can you tell them more information about it? And then Marvin supports Eddie's lie and was like, yeah, you know, I'm not convinced in joining the Alliance. Like, what's the point? Like, tell us more information. Like, what's the future behind it and stuff. So then the girl was like, oh, we're the Alliance. We're here to, we want to get the Power Rangers, the Time Force Rangers, to join us to have a better future or something. I forgot. Based off memory. I'm sorry. Eddie was like, I'll stay, man. I'll pick her up. Picks her up. You know, make sure she's okay. You know. And then I was like, ooh, Eddie, you the dog of this series, huh? You the player. They go into the secret hangar. They find a door. They go in the hangar. They hear voices. They hear like a bunch of voices of the Alliance members. And then they into this big room full of people, like an army. And then you see Time Force Pink. Jen, she's fighting off the leader, or I think like it's the leader, but I'm not sure if it's like the leader, like the big bad guy, or it's just like the leader of that section. The kids during their way to there, they got more equipment. They're prepared to fight, but the audience can play a game to power up the chances of a good roll for the characters. I could be playing a game, and if I get points to that game, I can put those points into the rolls. So this is where the characters use those powers. Like Marvin decided to shoot So he used a super mega ultra shot that was like amazing, but I think they ended up failing still. So yeah, and then Jen, she got really hurt. So then the ally was escaping into a Time Force ship and gonna go back in time. Marvin was like, "Oh, I jump on the ship." Everyone else started jumping. Like, "Oh, Chloe, I jump too." Vesper jumps. Eddie jumps. Jack jumps. Everybody jumps, and then Marvin was like, "Okay, I shoot the ship. Try to shoot the wing or the jet." So he rose. He uses the super mega ultra, and I think he got a powerful shot. But the only thing that mattered, I think, it was the aim. So I think they miscalculated the aim. So then the ship escaped and they lost. They had the Alliance, like a big army, and I think they did their best to take it down. It was really an emotional scene. I'm not gonna lie. Like during the fight between the Alliance leader and Jen, she got really hurt. So she was like, she unmorphed. Like, I imagined it like a big slash, and she was like, "No," and then she unmorphs, laying on the ground. And then Smooth Eddie coming in right here. Smooth Eddie's like, "Oh, are you okay? What can we do to help?" Jen, she grabs Eddie's hand and was just like, "Oh, make sure, like, carry me to safety or whatever." And then Eddie was like, "I got you, girl. I got you." Jen was like, "Oh, I can't go. Like, I would go and fight and chase after him, but I can't because I'm badly hurt and I have the school to protect and the city. So what I want you guys to do, the new recruits, I want you guys to take this briefcase, go to one of the ships. There will be like a robot to help you, and go and save the future or the past, present, or whatever." So then at this point, the Twitch chat was getting hyped. Like, "Oh my god, we already know what that is. It's their morpher. It's their costumes. It's something. Their helmets, something." They go inside the ship. Someone found this robot and they turned it on, and it ended up being Alpha. And Eddie, since he's like he's a nerd and he knows the history of Power Ranger, he was like, "Oh, and that's Alpha, like that looks like Alpha 5. But then Alpha's like, "Oh, I'm Alpha 55. Alpha 5 unlocked the briefcase and was like, "These are your morphers." So like, "Oh, beep beep boop, we gotta find where the ship is, where the Alliance leader is." And it turns out his ship is in 1994 in Angel Grove. And then Eddie was like, "1994 Angel Grove? I know where that is." And then that's where the episode ends. They didn't get to morph, which kind of sucks, but they're gonna I really hope they're gonna morph in episode 2, which is coming out Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST on twitch.com/hyperrpg. Yes, I'm excited. Let's see how this goes. And if this recap was a little bit kind of off, I'm sorry. This was based off memory. I did the best I can. So yeah, the next episode I'll make sure to write down everything that's like important happening. Congratulations to Andre the Black Nerd for being an official. Congratulations on being an official Power Ranger, a Blue Ranger too. That's the best color in my opinion. It was also his birthday too, so that made it even better. He got to become a Power Ranger on his birthday, which was, I guess, one of the best gifts anyone could ever get. Congratulations to Peter Sudarso for being the costume design. I think he was in charge of the costumes, and to be a Red Ranger. Congratulations on being 2 different Rangers. Even yeah, I know there was Tommy and Jason coming back for Zeo and the Green White, but he's actually 2 different characters. He's Preston in Ninja Steel, and he's Marvin in HyperForce. So he's 2 different characters, and congratulations on making this happen. It's expanding the Power Rangers universe. Congratulations to Paw. He is Jack, and he's also Bulk from the original Power Rangers. Congratulations to Megan, also known as Strawberry 17. Congratulations, she is a Pink Ranger. Chloe, there's Christina, who is Vesper, the Black Ranger. Congratulations to you guys. Congratulations to all of you guys. You guys did a good job in this episode, and I can't wait to see you guys in the future episodes. Hopefully you guys don't become busy. Hopefully you guys are able to go to conventions in your Power Ranger suits. So hopefully this becomes really big, and I'm excited for the future. And congratulations to Malika. I'm sorry if I mispronounced her name, but she is the game master. She's the narrator. She's the one that reads what goes down in the story. So good job to you, all of you guys. I'm looking forward to the future episodes every Tuesday. I don't know how these people do it. I don't know how Andre does it with like Power Rangers or Riverdale. It's like, it's hard, I guess. I don't know. Thanks for watching my recaps. I really appreciate it, and if you like it, please tell me what you like. Tell me what I can improve in. If you watch HyperForce, what do you think about it? Are you watching it live when it comes out, or are you waiting a week after when they upload it on YouTube? Hopefully I do get better than this, but thanks for watching. Have a great day. Have a good night, or wherever you are.